That's why we wanted to get answers from Foundation head Daryl Nunnally. Hey, Daryl. Mike Deeson. Good. 10 News Investigators. Right. How you doing?
Great. Turn that off.
I want to talk to you about.
We've already had this conversation.
I know, but I want to know where the money went.
Okay, I will be glad to disclose that. When that goes off, we'll make an appointment. You're trespassing on property right now.
Okay, but I want to know what happened to the money, Daryl.
I'm going to ask you to turn it off.
Don't get your hands off that camera. You will go to jail, my friend.
You know what? I'm going to go to jail anyways. Go ahead. Go. Let's do it. Let's do it. This will be fun.
I'm not interested in giving an interview.
Meet Tampa State Representative Jamie Grant.
Your facts are off there, Mike. You need to check your facts.
Well, Joe Albritton wasn't involved in.
Joe Albritton has no equity in my company. Has never had any equity in my company.
But we did check the facts. And look what we found in the minutes from the Hardy County agency that handed out the money.
The allegation that anybody that was involved in the grant process received equity that was related to a legislator, or that a legislator gave equity to is just completely offensive.
C just happens to be the uncle of the Albritton brothers and shares office space with Joe Albritton. Their company received millions of dollars.
No.
They didn't receive $2.6 million?
They did. The company.
The company.
Not them personally.
No, but they were part of the company.
Not them personally.
But you don't see
Not them personally.
But they were part of that entity.
Not them personally.
But it doesn't stop there. Meet Sue Burge, the chair on the board. Burge's son was also hired by the company. You don't think it opens you up to someone saying it creates an appearance of impropriety?
I can't help what people's opinions are. I just know that he was qualified for the job.
And Jim C., who approved the grant money, says the same thing about his son, who was also hired by the company.
Or I threw in my 2 cents and said, you need to hire my son or we're not going to give you any money. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't, just from appearance.
That's your insinuation.
Well, the insinuation is that it might
That's
look
your
funny,
insinuation.
But it might look funny that your son and the chairman's son.
And when I've told the other people the truth, they don't want to hear the truth.
And you've spent the past 3 years with more than several hundred. Well, I would like to know from you about the hundreds of thousands of dollars you allowed. We've seen this before. Ryan's ran from us earlier this year when we questioned him about his salary.
I don't apologize for my salary to anybody, and I'm through with it.
Dr. Harvey, you're the chairman of the board. The board itself has spent almost $100,000 in taxpayer money going to San Francisco, to Boston, to New Orleans. Is that appropriate when the Housing Authority...
I don't have a comment. Thank you.
And so the taxpayers don't have a right to know about this?
They can come to this office anytime they want to.
But the king of travel is the #2 man in the agency, Leroy Moore. Moore has spent more than $60,000 of public money traveling to conferences in the past 3 years. Mr. Moore, which city did you enjoy the most on the taxpayers' dime? San Francisco, Boston, New Orleans, Chicago, New York?
Mike Deeson, you've received all of our reports for the last 5 years. It shows that this housing authority spent between $160,000 and $180,000 a year on travel and training. You're really being obnoxious. I don't know why your station allows you to continue to put out this junk, but it's really running thin.
Regardless of what the phosphate company is doing, are as adamant in their belief that either they or their loved ones were mistreated here.
Maybe some of them, their experiences weren't that enjoyable for them. They've moved on and they've gone to other places. And
well, but some of them ended up dying. Their family members ended up dying.
Yeah, I can't get into any particular case.
While the board says there was no problem, HUD auditors came to the office Thursday, and by Friday morning, Turner was out. You said you did a thorough investigation. HUD obviously disagrees with what you guys...
No. Let's be realistic, Mike. Okay? They're responding to this sensationalism. And
sensationalism? Is that what you're saying this is? Sensationalism?
Calm down.
I'm asking you. Are you saying this is sensationalism?
I'm saying this is sensationalism.
While Mirabella had plenty to say, consulting accountant David Cornwell was tight-lipped about allegations of tax money being spent on parties for employees and gifts. Mr. Cornwell, did you breach your fiduciary responsibility for approving public funds for a birthday party for you and a going-away party for Mr. Driscoll? Did you breach your fiduciary responsibilities?
We have not done anything wrong.
Mirabella says the board isn't being fired. It's being replaced.
We have really good managers. We have fabulous maintenance people. We're not trying to rip
Why all the controversy?
because of you making it controversy.
This lawsuit says that you engaged in harmful and offensive sexual contact.
No comments.
With a, did you fondle her breasts? That's what the lawsuit says.
No comment.
We wanted to talk to Dhaliwal about the case and ask him if he had anything to say to his former patients. But he didn't want to talk to us.
Keep on
Dr.
moving.
Dhaliwal, are you saying
Keep on
that you
moving.
didn't do anything and that it's all because of our media reports? Is that the allegation? Is that the
Would you
allegation?
please get out of my way?
I'm not in your way.
You are in my way.
Well, how am I in your way? I'm walking.
Get out of my way.
I am walking and asking a question of Dr. Dhaliwal.
Contact Sally in my office, okay?
Okay, but you're the one that is.
I've got to get to another meeting.
Right. Okay. Well, like I say, we can walk with you as we talk. And while Buchanan didn't want to talk with us, he may not have that luxury with others. Sources tell us he is being investigated by the FBI, and some people are unhappy with this email Kreisman sent every council member asking them to participate in a secret conference call with him a week ago Saturday. The meeting, some people have said to me, it seems to, if not violates sunshine on the face, violates the spirit of sunshine.
Okay, and there was absolutely no intent to do that.
How does the public know? You say, okay, there's no content discussed. When you have a conference call with council members and the mayor.
I can tell you what was on the what was the conversation, but I can't prove it.
When we tried to ask Bill Lambert, the head of the agency that gave the grant, he said it would take 3 days to explain and wasn't happy when I recorded his reply with my iPhone. I have 3 days to spend with you.
That's fine.
But I do want to ask you a couple of questions. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Give me my phone and I'll call the police that you actually... Don't you touch my phone.